one stop, family shop. Think Thayer, come on, let's get rolling. Come on, let's get moving. Think Thayer.
Tomorrow. There's a couple trains of thought in regards to scheduling exhibition games. A lot of coaches of peers of mine do 2 close scrimmages, no exhibition games, 2 exhibition games. We've chosen to do a close scrimmage and play against an opponent that will help prepare us for non-conference as well as conference play in a team in Ashland University. They're ranked preseason 15th in the nation, 2 years removed from a national championship, a year removed from a Elite 8 appearance. And this is a team that is very talented, and we've got our work cut out for us. So we need to be prepared when they come in to play us. This is a team that is dominated by post play. Over almost 60% of their scoring comes from 2 players that had Division I offers but attended Division II powerhouse Ashland University. A couple tie-ins. Robin Fluelling-Freilich is a very good friend of mine, and my parents even call her another daughter, even though I'm an only child. But I coached and recruited her at Davidson College, and this will be her first game as a head coach. Both of us run very similar systems, so we're going to figure out at the end of 40 minutes which system prevails and who runs it better. But our team is prepared well and up to this point, and we're looking forward to the opportunity to play against another opponent in Ashland.
Can you talk a little bit about the closed scrimmage? I mean, what did you see from your team? Surprises, good and bad?
Well, due to NCAA rules, I cannot talk about it still, but we had the opportunity to play another opponent, and we learned a lot from it.
Can you speak in generalities? Just what kinds of things did you like in general? I mean, was the play crisp? Were the work in progress?
I think probably the best way to answer that was I'd need another week of preparation for our team before we play Ashland after our last time playing against somebody else. And unfortunately, I don't get that extra week. So we had to kick it into high gear and clean some things up in a hurry.
Was it kind of a meshing thing with kids meshing, or was it, just trying to put a finger on it?
It was a full moon practice the day before we played another opponent, and it was a full moon game where I said go left, we dribbled right. I said throw it inside to our post players, and we threw it out of bounds. I mean, it was you go left. It was the opposite day, maybe the best way to describe it. So we learned from it, and we put it to bed, and I promised the team I wouldn't talk about it anymore, and they're going to do the same.
And I won't ask about it anymore. Will you talk a little bit about your expectations in general from this game? What would you like to see?
As I've stated previously, I need to come out of this game in good health. I'm probably asked more about last year than any other coach in Division I history, just because of the injuries that we incurred. And I want to put last year to bed, but I have learned and changed some things in our preparation for this preseason play. We have done less contacts just because I am a little bit gun shy per se, and I want to come into this game healthy. We've got a couple nick and knack injuries, but but everybody will be dressed and ready to go for that. But so I want to come out of this game healthy. I want to be able to as I've always talked about in the past too, I want to get consecutive scores, and then I want to follow that up with consecutive stops and slowly start to string good minutes of play together, 2 to 3 good minutes to play together. And also we need to be able to adjust as a team, as a staff, to this 4 quarters. There's a couple of different strategies out there among my peers in regards to calling a timeout early, burning the media timeout, waiting to the media timeout plays, saving timeouts in order for the 4th quarter. So if you need a timeout, you can advance it up the floor in front of your bench. And so there's a lot of strategy that's going to come into play. I think our substitution pattern will be different because it's 10-minute quarters, and with immediate timeout coming at your first 5-minute. How our foul is going to be called. Obviously, point of emphasis has been freedom of movement in our game for the past last season and this season. on the perimeter as well as inside, and now going to 2 foul shots after 5 fouls, that may change the game and change strategy as well. So we need to adapt to the new rule changes as well as stringing those couple minutes together and then staying healthy. So those would probably be my 3 biggest expectations that I want to come out of this game.
That's a great point. I forgot about that for this season. Have you done a lot of situational work to get ready for
We
it?
have.
Is that big of a change?
It honestly, it is in regards to the timeouts are shorter as well, and we would play media timeout to media timeout, and everybody knew to sub out a couple kids right before a media timeout, so they would get a longer break in addition to that media timeout, and so everyone cross country had, I think, a regular pattern of when to sub kind of your first 2 kids off the bench into the game if they weren't in foul trouble. And now that's going to change a little bit. We have played around a little bit, calling a timeout immediately and burning that media timeout. And then we've special situation where we play to the media timeout and really emphasize 5 minutes at a time and then give the team a water break then. We have talked about special situations at the end, in particular in the 4th quarter, how you can't advance the ball off a defensive rebound, and if you call a timeout immediately, then you can bring the ball up the floor. But if you put that dribble down right away and call timeout, you're going to get it where it's placed. Obviously, the 10-second count remains in effect, yet if it's deflected out of bounds now on the sideline, you have 5 seconds to get it across half court. You no longer get a renewed 10 seconds. So there's some rule changes that we've all got to learn, and as a staff and as a team, and I think that will take time for everybody. But everybody in the country, in my opinion, that I've talked to, has worked on special situations.
What do you think about these rule changes, Coach? Is it better for the game or just?
I'm not a big fan of change, and looking at the crystal ball, I wouldn't be surprised if the rules change back in 2 years. Every 2 years there are a plethora of changes, and I wouldn't be surprised if we experiment with these and change back. Keep about half of them and then keep the other half.
You're so deep this year, obviously, at the start of the season, but are you getting pretty close to a rotation? Do you have any idea where you're going to be?
Yes and no, but honestly, it depends on the quarter system. I've just got to get more familiar on how I want to do that.